Hello, everyone. Sandra Pennington here from Celebrity Cruises. Welcome to a virtual consumer event with Expedia Cruises Team Friesen, which is an amazing travel group across Ontario. Look at all the cities that these agencies are in throughout Ontario, owned by Sean and Tammy Friesen, with incredible consultants who can take care of you and book you on your next trip. But tonight, we are talking about Celebrity Cruises Alaska Cruise Tours. So let's launch right into it. Just a little tidbit here. There's Sean and Tammy, the owners. They've been around since 2007, celebrating 19 years in the industry with over 600 consultants from Kenora to North Bay to Windsor to Toronto, 18 storefronts. You're actually going to meet a few of their consultants at the end of this presentation. They're going to talk about their personal experiences on an Alaska cruise tour, and even a future group that you could potentially join and experience Alaska cruise tours with Celebrity on as well for yourself. So and there's a great picture of their managers across the store, and they're all committed to helping you create memories through travel. So let's launch right into it. I do apologize that we got started late. I had some IT difficulties, but I'm here to talk about one of my favorite destinations. So if you're listening, or maybe you're listening later, you are clearly interested in the idea of experiencing Alaska. And the best way to see Alaska is on a Celebrity Cruises cruise tour. Now, a Celebrity Cruises cruise tour is going to make you feel like you'll never see Alaska the same way. I worked on cruise ships in my 20s. I've gone back to Alaska since then. I can keep going back because honestly, it is one of the most pristine destinations I've ever seen. You're going to see it in the videos. You're going to be up close and personal with wildlife, glaciers, the Big Five, history of Alaska. It's all exciting with Celebrity Cruises. And really the top reasons to visit Alaska are, of course, the glaciers. You get to view these majestic wonders of nature, the wildlife, whether it's the whales, the bears, the bald eagles, the moose, the caribou, the Dall sheep, the wolves, and more. There is incredible, breathtaking landscapes, whether it's on the inside passage while you're on the cruise, or the rest of the cruise and the land portion, mountains, rainforests, Mount Denali. There is such a rich history in Alaska, from the gold rush to the native cultures that you can get immersed in and learn about. And really experiencing the best of Alaska on Celebrity on a cruise tour. Every sailing includes a glacier, and all sail through the Inside Passage with that Inside Passage scenic route. We typically use Hubbard Glacier as well on these cruise tours, which is the largest tidewater glacier in North America. And most ports are going to offer you a chance to get even closer to a glacier and do hiking, dog sledding, aerial tours. One of the things I did with Mendenhall Glacier is I actually did glacial kayaking. So I kayaked over to a glacier. It was really cool. And every one of our sailings gives you, the guest, the opportunity to learn more about the history and the culture of the last frontier. You get to learn about the Tlingit culture in Icy Strait Point, the lumberjacks in Ketchikan. You also get to do wildlife excursions in every port, from whale watching to looking for bears. So we do have 3 ships in Alaska, but we use the open jaw, the itinerary that starts in Vancouver and ends in Seward, or starts in Seward and ends in Vancouver. In 2026, that is the summit, okay? But in 2027, we are moving the Solstice to our open jaw, giving you a chance to do either a northbound, southbound cruise and pairing it with a land stay, and giving you that full cruise tour experience, going further into Alaska, deep into the heart of it, deep into the history, a chance to see more of it. So you'll be doing that. There's maybe a little bit of space left this year because we're already into June, but likely most of you are looking for next year, for 2027, and that would be on the solstice. During this itinerary, you're either going to start or end in Vancouver. And maybe some of you have been there, but if you haven't been there, this is one of the most amazing cities ever. Outdoor adventure, urban comforts, snow-capped mountains, sandy beaches, a lush rainforest. I mean, it's hiking, biking. It's an outside city. It's diverse culinary. It's got an art scene, scenic landscapes. It's amazing. So much to do if you want to spend a little bit of extra time, pre or post, depending on if you're starting or ending in Vancouver. Juneau, Alaska. Another amazing one. This is actually where I did the glacier trekking, okay, or glacier kayaking, I apologize. So it really is an amazing capital city, bustling with activities. Float planes buzz over the waters. Hikers explore the forest trails. It's incredible. It's majestic. There's bald eagles perching on fences and trees in Juneau. It's a rich feeding ground for marine animals also, so you get to see them as well, with humpback whales to sleek orcas. So this is where I did that glacial kayaking over to Mendenhall Glacier. You can take a boat as well. But another chance to see another glacier right there. You might spot bears in the woods around the icy lake. And it's just a wilderness with pristine shorelines, trees, stony beaches, white glaciers, and more. It's incredible. Now, another city you will visit will be Ketchikan, which is another one of my favorites. This is surrounded by dense Tongass forest. It is snow-capped Deer Mountain. It's famed for its abundant salmon. If you love seafood, Alaska is for you. It's got amazing totem poles. I went to a totem pole museum there and learned all about it, but it also has colorful houses along the creek and a boardwalk that's a historical landmark. And you can do sea kayaking like I did. You can do mountain hikes, plane rides over the island's misty fjords. And again, great seafood as well. Like I said, so much to do there. And checking out the art and wood carving of the local people is definitely one of them that I would do. Now, from there's Skagway. And most of our cruise tours go to Skagway. Some of them don't, but it just depends on the itinerary, and it would take you somewhere different if it doesn't. And this is a pristine forest headland on Mountainous Island, 40 miles from Juneau. It's a remote spot. It really is an adventure lover's dream. There's endless opportunity to do things like snow-capped mountains, distant glaciers, old growth forests, sparkling waters on the icy strait. You're getting such beautiful, abundant marine life there. There's also a forest canopy, and so you can zip line. You can do hiking in wooded trails with a guide in search of bears, and those are abundant. You can do sea kayaking. You might spot whales and dolphins and majestic bald eagles. Another big one for the salmon and crab as well. And just really getting connected to nature and experiencing the rich culture and legends of this beautiful, beautiful port. This is one of my favorites because it's smaller. I really feel like it's authentic Alaska. It's Icy Strait Point, and it is known for its rich heritage. It's just one of my favorites, honestly, Icy Strait Point. So much to do there. And one of the things I did there was I took you can walk into the little city there, or you can take the rail. You can do a canopy up to the top and take a hike and learn about the culture. This one really blew me away. It was something real special because it's super small, authentic, and unique. And I like those off the beaten path ports of call. Another one that's similar is Sitka. And Sitka is phenomenal, surrounded by natural beauty, prime spot for spotting wildlife. The town lies about 100 mile long on the Bannerif Island. And it's just a combination of landscapes, rich culture, and history, which is absolutely beautiful. And again, because it's small, I find it's just really authentic Alaska. I love those little off the beaten paths where it's not the bigger ports in Alaska. I think you would really like them too. Now, let's talk Hubbard Glacier because Hubbard Glacier is phenomenal. Okay. Now, this is in a national park. Okay. It is the Galloping Glacier. It's the longest river of ice in North America, one of the most active glaciers. Typically, Mother Nature we can't control is white calving is happening every 9 to 10 minutes. If I had to estimate, it's 76 miles long. It's 350 feet high wall of ice. I mean, it's amazing. It's the largest and most active advancing tidewater glacier in North America. Humpback and orca whales frolic in nearby caves. So this is a glacier experience. So we will get as close as the ice will allow. We'll stay there doing a experience where we pivot the ship. And so no matter where you're on the ship, you're going to see it. We bring on the experts to narrate the experience as well. It is absolutely phenomenal. And just a little video to show you that, and again, you're so up close and personal with these majestic glaciers. And Hubbard Glacier is one of the best ones to see. And again, dedicated onboard naturalists will narrate the scenery even much better than I will, right? And you'll be on the ship enjoying it. And I'm going to show you the solstice, what it looks like and what we've just done to it. We've completely given it a renewal and a redesign, and you could be booked on that ship. She feels like an absolute brand new ship. And again, remember, when you're in this area in Hubbard Glacier, you're spotting, those potentially orca rails, the humpback. You're drawn into the glacier as it's loud and thunderous, and it's got white calving is happening right in front of your eyes, basically, which is absolutely incredible. Now, when you go to Alaska, yes, you can just do a cruise, but to truly see the history, to see more wildlife, to see more, landscapes and Mount Denali, to see the mountains, all of them, you have to spend a little bit more time and go further north, whether it's before or after the cruise, right? And most people will ask me, well, when is the best time to go to Alaska? Well, we're there from May to September. And so I always say the best time to go to Alaska is when you have the most time to go to Alaska, because we can't control, if the fog is covering the mountain, and the longer you're there, the longer the chance the fog is going to dissipate and you're going to be able to see it, right? We can't control if the bears come out and say hi, and the longer you're there, the more you're going to see, right? Especially if it's a once in a lifetime trip. So the longer you can go and do an Alaska cruise tour, the better the option. So take a look at this video. I'm going to make sure that I shared the sound, and I apologize because I know we're live and I feel like maybe I didn't share the sound. So if I didn't, I placed it, just let me know and I'll start it over. Thanks, everyone.
Nestled on the fringes of the Arctic, Alaska beckons adventurers with its untamed wilderness and breathtaking landscapes. A land where glaciers meet the sea and where wildlife roams freely in vast, untouched realms. On an Alaska cruise with Celebrity, you'll journey along the state's southeastern coastline, visiting the most enchanting destinations in the 49th state. You'll sail on award-winning ships, experiencing the beauty of glaciers, nature's ever-changing and fragile masterpieces. But there's so much more of Alaska just waiting to be discovered. Before or after your cruise, extend your vacation with a multi-night cruise tour and experience the best of both land and sea.
Hopefully that teased you. All right. Hopefully it gave you a little teaser there. All right. So when you then book a cruise tour as a full package, right? You're venturing deeper inland. You're experiencing more that Alaska has to offer. And you can see it on the map there, right? So if you're looking at the map, you're either going to start down low in the bottom right at Vancouver, and you're going to go northbound and you're going to end in Seward, which you can see kind of, if you go to the middle of the map and ship left, there's Seward. But to truly go further north, you have to do the cruise tour to get into the heart of Alaska, in the history of Alaska. And our Alaska cruise tours have a dedicated tour guide from A to Z of the land portion. Okay. They also have the Wilderness Express train ride car in all of them. Some have more rail, some have others, and there's 11 choices. So you'll choose the one that suits you best. And they also all go to Denali National Park. So you're going to see that and have that amazing experience. And we also have our clients staying in authentic local lodges and hotels that are typically 5 to 10 minute walking distance into the city. So during the day, there are excursions included, but in the evening, it's optional. You can go and explore on your own, or we do offer optional excursions for a fee, and they are amazing. So an example would be when I was in Denali. I've done an Alaska cruise tour, and when I was in Denali, I did the daytime shore excursion that was included in the package, but in the evening, they offered an optional excursion, and I went whitewater rafting in Denali. It does not get dark till probably around midnight in Alaska. So the light is, the whole day. And I went from like 8 to 11 p.m. at night. It was phenomenal. So we really are giving you a full package there with what is included in our packages. Now, again, just to show you the map, I circled Vancouver at the bottom, and you're going to take the cruise. If you start in Vancouver, you're going to end in Seward, which I've circled in red, or you would do the opposite route. And then I've highlighted in yellowed some of the places you might visit on the cruise tour. So you can see you are potentially going up to 500 miles more of sightseeing in Alaska. All right. So you got to go further north to get that experience. Now, if you choose to do the cruise tour, again, you're going to be in Seward, right? And Seward is phenomenal as well. It's one of Alaska's oldest communities. It's a picturesque town as well. It's the gateway to the Kenai Fjords National Park. There's quaint shops, there's galleries, there's exciting outdoor adventures. And while you're on the cruise tour as well, generally speaking, you depending which one you choose, you're visiting local marine life and its natural habitat. You're learning about Alaska's complex Alaskan ecosystem. You're enjoying the antics of sea lions, otters, and porpoises. So it's fantastic. Most of them include Resurrection Bay Wildlife Cruise or a Kenai Fjord National Park cruise, and you're usually spotting the lions, the puffins, the humpback whales, and more. So, and if typically you're there overnight, so you can do night kayaking on Resurrection Bay as well. You can go paddling through the water. It's absolutely incredible. Now, here's a little video just to add on to that as well.
Seward is the beginning or end point of our Alaska land tours, and this is Alaska's playground. The Kenai Peninsula extends from Cook Inlet on the mainland down to the Gulf of Alaska, and it has wetland and forest and rivers and a coastline carved out by glaciers. And when overnightting in Seward, an included up to 100-mile excursion will take you through Resurrection, Ayalak, and Harris Bay, and as far as Kenai Fjord National Park, where 40 glaciers flow from the massive Harding ice field.
To be in the epicenter of wildlife, in their natural habitat, is a big part of what is so special about Alaska.
At Hive Island, a herd of sea lions were sunning themselves. These are big mammals. The males average 1,500 pounds. They're hunted by transient orcas. Same day, we had a sighting of a pod of 15 orcas with multiple breaches, and then a humpback calf came out to play.
Gotta love having a visual, right? And just to add to that visual,
they're playing.
Check out this video.
I just watched a whole video. Where'd he go? He might be done. Come on, Buzz.
Love that. All right. So depending on which cruise tour you participate in, because again, we have 11 amazing options. You may be visiting Anchorage. It's the largest city in Alaska. I mean, it's amazing. It's, it'll have everything you can find in the city in the lower 48. And so while you're there, you could be visiting the Living Cultural Center that showcases Alaska Native culture and traditions. It's state of the art. It has a theater, exhibitions, artisans, a smokehouse, a carving center, and traditional village structures. And there's really just so much to do. I mean, Anchorage is absolutely beautiful. Just even taking a nice walk or a hike is amazing as well. All right, take a look at that. All right, just a few more pictures here to showcase it. Look at the trails along the water. You could take a little bike route as well. And very, very popular is the bears. So you could actually take a little walk and find yourself exploring here. Check it out. That's pretty amazing. And don't worry, you're not with the bears. You're actually on a path and you're above the bears, but that's absolutely something that you could spot in Anchorage. All right, now there's also Talkeetna, Alaska, which is included in quite a few of our Alaska Cruise Tours options. It's a mountaineering town where thousands have come to climb Mount McKinley, which looms majestically in the background. All right, now you'll have a full day of exploring and you'll stay in Talkeetna, Alaska Lodge on a magnificent wilderness retreat. And you'll have panoramic views of Mount McKinley and the Alaska Range here. And while you're sitting in front of a 45-foot high stone fireplace while doing it. So just a great, great small Alaskan town. And it's got narrow dirt roads lined with log cabins. It's truly authentic Alaska. Here's a little video.
The mountain ranges throughout Alaska are of course incredibly beautiful, but one mountain is very special. Denali, formerly Mount McKinley, is the tallest peak in North America, and Talkeetna is the town at her base offering incredible viewing. And some of the best viewing...
Oh, sorry about that. I just clicked off of it. That was
The mountain ranges throughout Alaska are of course incredibly beautiful, but one mountain is very special. Denali, formerly Mount McKinley, is the tallest peak in North America, and Talkeetna is the town at her base offering incredible viewing. And some of the best viewing is from the Talkeetna Alaskan Lodge, which sits on a bluff overlooking the Sistina River Valley and the Alaska Range. This was our view. At 6 a.m. the weather was clearing, and by 7 the clouds had burnt off and Denali was popping. It was magical. This was a glacier landing flight where we took off from downtown Talkeetna. Stunning views of the Kahiltna Glacier and Mount Faraka. But what was really special was when we climbed above the clouds and Denali was on display.
Love that. By the way, that is Brendan, who leads our Alaska cruise tour program here at Celebrity Cruising. He's absolutely amazing. Here, check out this view as well. See if I can get it going here. Absolutely incredible. So that is the view of the back of the Talkeetna Alaskan Lodge. Look at that. That's the view that you're getting. Absolutely incredible. It doesn't stop. All right, another option is Alyeska. All right, Alyeska is Mount Alyeska, and it's a real taste for the great outdoors here, Alaska style, just 30 minutes from the south of Anchorage, town filled with dramatic views, fine dining, restaurants, and historical charm. It was originally called Glacier City. Girdwood's glacier tours and sites are truly breathtaking. All right, so such great options here. You can ride a tram up to Mount Alyeska for a view as well, and see 7 different area glaciers. There's fine dining restaurants. There's gold mining relics there. There's a Nordic spa as well. So really, really cool options. And most of the cruise tours will also take you to the Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center. It's a sanctuary dedicated to preserving Alaska's wildlife through conservation, education, research, and quality animal research. So a really cool option there, and some of our cruise tours provide it. And then, of course, like Brendan said in that video, there's Denali National Park included in every single one of our Alaska cruise tour options. And it is a main attraction, all right? It ranks as Alaska's most popular destination, which is why all of our cruise tours have either 1 or 2 nights in Denali, and they all include a park tour with a national park ranger. The park, which is slightly larger than the state of Massachusetts, by the way, is filled with wildlife and wilderness. So in Denali National Park, each feature 1 and 2 exciting tours in the park. So it's either the Denali Natural History Tour, where you'll discover the beauty of the forest and explore miles of rolling tundra, searching for wildlife, or, and you won't miss a thing because the driver actually guides, you will explain the region's natural history and geology. And then the longer tundra wilderness tour that we offer is an excellent way to spot the wildlife Alaska is famous for. So on that one, you also see the moose, the bear, the wolves, the caribou, and the Dall sheep, just to name a few. And that tour focuses on scouting the wildlife in the park, in addition to explaining the historical and geographical background of the area. So what a great option for including, and again, each of them will be either one of those, and your Expedia Cruises Team Freeze and consultant will be able to give you those 11 options and narrow it down to which one you prefer in there as well. And you can see here as well, we also do a lot of tours that are included where you're getting up close and personal with like the amazing, beautiful, well taken care of, dogs there, where the Iditarod is well known in Alaska, and there's a lot of people who live there that have won the Iditarod as well. That's not me, but that could be me in that whitewater rafting picture there as well. So it's just another visual here of Denali National Park. I just thought this picture was absolutely beautiful. Now, if you're going furthest north, some of our cruise tours include Fairbanks, and Fairbanks is nicknamed Alaska's Golden Heart. The city of Fairbanks sits just 200 miles south of the Arctic Circle and is Alaska's 2nd largest metropolis. So here you can pan for gold, take a cruise down the Chino River. You can also do an amazing Arctic Circle flight seeing tour. And so many of our cruise tours include Fairbanks as well. And you do get to cruise to the Athabascan Indian Village on the Riverboat Discovery Sternwheeler, and or do a tour of the Gold Dredge 8 on a narrow gauge track that winds through a reconstructed mining camp. So again, we want to give you different options in the 11 cruise tour options. You could also take a thrilling flight seeing tour across the Arctic Circle. You can go to the Alaska Fairbanks Museum. So really, maybe late in the season, you could witness the beauty of the Northern Lights, if Mother Nature allows so, right? So really so much to do, and a great video on this particular destination.
Exploring the interior of Alaska, in addition to cruising the coastline, means experiencing a totally different side of Alaska. In Fairbanks, we visited the Riverboat Discovery, owned by a family who've been running boats since the Klondike Gold Rush in 1898. Embarking on a sternwheeler, built for the shallow rivers in Alaska's interior, we cruised the Chena and Tanana rivers, with a bush plane pilot touching down next to the boat, and the puppies coming to meet us from the Trailbreaker Kennel.
The boat ride has taken us to an Athabascan Indian village where native guides have invited us into their lives. The traditional smoking of salmon, the ceremonial caribou robes, spruce log cabins that are 100 years old. It's such an incredible day being part of the culture of Alaska.
Love it. All right. So giving you a little bit of teasers there on all reasons why you would want to book. So ask yourself, why are you going to Alaska? Okay. Are you going for scenic beauty, nature and outdoors, wildlife, maybe all three? To see more of that, you need to do an Alaska cruise tour. So why an Alaska cruise tour? More of the interior of Alaska. Denali National Park, which is not included on just the cruise only, and again, is the most popular destination in Alaska. All right. So it is all about the wilderness, seeing Denali National Park. It's all about the wildlife and seeing the big five, right? You're going to see more of them and have a chance to see all of them doing that Alaska cruise tour. And of course, it's all about the mountain, seeing Denali Mountain. All right. So again, a celebrity Alaska cruise tour difference is that you're going to get that unforgettable cruise, whether it's at the beginning or the end. You're going to stay in authentic local lodges and hotels. Okay. So it truly feels like authentic Alaska. Local tour guide included from A to Z on your Alaska cruise tour fam land portion. You're going to experience, depending on which one you do, all of them include the Wilderness Express with the 5-star dome train. Okay. Some have more rail than others. And then you'll have included activities as well. So your transportation, whether you're on a premium coach or the Alaska Cruise or Wilderness, your accommodations and your included excursions during the day, and you get some free time as well. But on the cruise portion, you're going to be staying, if you go in 2026, you're going to be staying on the beautiful Celebrity Summit. And look at the ship. If you go this year at any of the available space that we have, this is a beautiful ship. It fits about 2,000 people. This ship has had a full $40 million revitalization. So she is basically brand new as well. But we flipped it up because we just put the Solstice in through a renewal and redesign. So for 2027, the Celebrity Solstice, which is part of our Solstice series, is going to be doing the Alaska cruise tour options in 2027. And I have to assume that most of you on here are going to be booking for next year. So take a look at what we did with the Solstice. All right. A great ship to be on. So we put $250 million we're putting into our Solstice series, which is 5 ships, with the Solstice having just come out of dry dock in March. So we have given her a brand new hull. She looks beautiful, and she'll be the ship again in 2027 doing that open jaw. We added a beautiful new restaurant called Trattoria Rosa, and it is date night never being saucier. It is tableside service. It is homemade pastas like you're in Tuscany. And Celebrity is a cruise line that's known for its food. We win a lot of awards for our culinary, making our food fresh from scratch on board, bringing on also the local culinary so we can infuse it into our menu. But honestly, Trattoria Rosa getting some of the best reviews ever. Look at the beautiful ambiance and decor of this restaurant that's available on the Solstice. Fine Cut is another great restaurant on board. It's a steakhouse, 30-day dry aged steaks, 4-star, Forbes Travel Guide rated. A great option for clients who are doing that cruise tour option on the Solstice in 2027. Now, again, we also updated the ship as well. So we have a beautiful lawn club on the top, which you may have spotted in some of the videos, and we've just made it even better because now you can soak up the great outdoors doing this Alaska cruise tour up there. And we have elevated the eats, the drinks with open air concerts, movies that you can watch up there. We've added a proper cafe with drinks and food up there as well. You can catch a movie on the big screen, or we have couches with shade over top and lounge chairs that you can just lounge back, have a conversation with a friend, enjoy the view of the glacier, play lawn games, people watch. We're not going to judge, right? There's also private cabanas that can be rented out. They usually fit up to 4 to 6 people, and you can share the costs, and they come with a dedicated attendant, little butler with food and drink included as well. So a great space up there. We really made it more user-friendly. We added a new venue on the Solstice as well called The Parlor, and this is more than a sports bar. It has handcrafted beers and cocktails that are that premium level, but it's also so casual and fun and cool. It has all the TV, so we can do sports in there and trivias, But even better, it's got a great vibe because we're basically having billiards, we're having darts, favorite throwback games, and a whole entire library of them as well. So a really great space. Something we've added to the Solstice as well is a proper piano bar. So we have Boulevard Lounge and Boulevard Bar, where we are going to do interactive daytime activities, game shows, trivias. In the evening, we'll have elevated evenings of candlelit concerts, cabaret-inspired acts, but also dueling pianos. I love a proper piano bar. So what a great option that we're going to have on that ship. And we are putting on the other Solstice series as well, but it is on Solstice now, and it will be for that 2027 Alaska cruise tour seasons. Now, maybe you are going to go to Alaska and do an Alaska cruise tour, but you want to stay in a suite. You can do that too on Celebrity, because we do have the retreat category, and you get a butler and butler chat, and you get it in a beautiful spacious suite at your own exclusive suite restaurant, your own exclusive suite lounge, and your own exclusive retreat sun deck, which we just added on the Solstice. It's beautiful. It has hot tubs. It has lounge chairs, premium shades, premium chairs, cabanas, a restaurant, a bar, and retreat hosts to take care of you. So if you're interested in the retreat and you want to do an Alaska cruise for a retreat, we can do that for you as well. Oh, I should say as well that we've also updated all the rooms from inside up until Aqua Class as well. We've refreshed them. So a great choice for a ship for you on the cruise portion of your Alaska cruise tour. From the land part of your Alaska cruise tour, you're going to be staying in some beautiful, authentic local lodges and hotel that include Talkeetna Alaska Lodge. If your cruise tour stops in Talkeetna, which is surrounded by walking and hiking trails. The lodge boasts some of the most iconic scenery in the state. I think you saw a little bit of it in that video. And truly, on clear days, you can see panoramic vistas of the mountains in the Alaska Range. Now, when you're staying overnight in Denali as well, you're going to stay in Denali Park Village, which is authentic Alaska. It's the perfect base for Denali National Park, with rustic style buildings nestled into 20 acres of forest along the river. And it does have a coffee shop, saloon, casual restaurant, dinner theater, plus a terrace overlooking the river. And then if your cruise tour includes Alyeska, it's a luxurious retreat at the base of Mount Alyeska. It has a Nordic spa, fine dining, and a heated saltwater pool with mountain views as well. And so to just remind you, on that cruise tour, the land portion is fully escorted. The local tour guides are passionate about sharing their home with you, bringing you seamless service, local knowledge, and the best of the interior. And again, you will experience the Wilderness Express Rail, which is absolutely stunning, 5-star domed experience. And you won't want to miss a minute of it. It's custom built for the Alaska Railroad, and it's the rail cars are among the largest in the world. So it was one of my favorites as well. And so there is bartenders going around serving drinks. There's also a chef downstairs making food. So at some point you could have lunch. Now, our cruise tours don't include food and drink, but that's because we researched it. We looked at, our competitors, if they have a beverage or drink package, what is the cost, and what would that look like with us? And we decided that it's actually better for you if we don't offer it, because it's a better rate for you to just book it and buy it FIT. Honestly, by the time you purchase a package, you're probably paying more than just buying it on your own. So that's why we laid it out that way, because we want you to get the best value for your dollar. All right, from there, again, a great another view of that Wilderness Express rail train there. They were offering like reindeer chili as part of the lunch, or I had a Caesar salad wrap, but everyone really tried up that reindeer chili for lunch. And they had some great cocktails and beers and drinks that they were serving, even local authentic ones, which Alaska, by the way, is known for its saloon. So you should stop into a saloon as well. And so on that rail, here's just kind of an idea of what it looks like. It really is a beautiful 5-star domed trained experience. You never know what you're going to see as well. And they do slow down if something, pops into view, which is nice as well. So look at that. All right, now just to kind of show you the railroad as well, like some of the scenery that you're going to see and what that rail experience looks like, depending on which tour you're on. You could be taking the rail into Denali, or you could be continuing onto it into Fairbanks and do an excursion and a cruise tour that has more rail on it. It's just depending on where you want to go and which parts of Alaska you want to see. So it really is exhilarating. It's part of the journey. And in Fairbanks, again, doing that riverboat discovery, potentially the Gold Dredge and the Denali history tour when you're in Denali, it's phenomenal. So much to do in Alaska in terms of what you can choose for options to do, whether you want to keep it really more you know, you can do like glacier trekking if you want to be more active, you know, hiking, dog sledding, or, you know, boat rides where you're going out and getting up close and personal to like the eagles and the Dall sheep and the sea lions and more. It's absolutely incredible. We do offer premium cruise tours as well. And those, on top of the accommodation, the transportation, and the shore excursion led tours that include it during the day, they will include breakfast in the hotels. Some of them include the drinks as well. So it is an option that could be included, and some of them have a longer Denali tour. So just ask your consultant what your choices are. And I just thought this was a really good guide because we do again have 11 options. Some of them are 10 night, 11 night, 12 night, or 13 night, including the cruise and the land stay. Some of them have a double Denali overnight stay. So it's just kind of pointing out which ones have the double Denali overnight stay. And this guide is available to your consultants to share with you. And then some of them have the Tundra Wilderness Tour included in them. And so just to reiterate one more time, why should you take a Celebrity Cruises Alaska cruise tour? It's the best of land and sea in Alaska. Truly the best service from a 5-star premium elevated experience on the cruise, but also the best service landside on your land tour with the tour director that stays with you from A to Z and is going to share their passion and history of Alaska. It is led by that dedicated tour guide that doesn't change. They stay with you from A to Z. It's also exclusive to our Celebrity Cruises guests as well. You have a dedicated motor coach and driver, and you're just paying one price for the cruise and land tour. There are included excursions and plenty of independent time as well, because some people like that, right? There is no pre-planning necessary. Once you booked it, you know, you've got your cruise followed by that land fam or before, whichever way you're taking it. And it's a great option. And you're going to see more of authentic Alaska as well. Okay. So again, if you're looking for 2026, it's the Celebrity Summit that you'll be on. If it's 2027, it's the Solstice, 11 unique cruise tours, 7 overnight land destinations, Denali overnight in all, and an excursion on every cruise tour, 4 ports, and Hubbard Glacier. We also right now have the summer sale happening, which is a promotion that's on until almost the end of July 27th. And it's got a 75% off the second guest if you book a non-refundable deposit, or 50% off the second guest if you book a refundable deposit. And it has some either savings or onboard credit, and that is combinable with our 2026 and 2027 Alaska cruise tours. So a really, really great option for you there. Now, there's also another bonus with Team Friesen right now, that if you actually found a cruise tour that you wanted to book and you booked a Veranda or higher between now and June 26th, there's a bonus $100 onboard credit on top of this BOGO plus either additional savings or onboard credit. You got another onboard credit here of $100 if you book a Veranda or higher. The last frontier doesn't wait, and neither should you. All right. So now I actually want to welcome 2 amazing consultants from Expedia Cruises Sudbury who are part of Team Friesen, and they actually just last year went and experienced our Alaska cruise tour fam. So I kind of threw their pictures in here, and I wanted to bring them on to kind of talk about, just for a few minutes, what their experience looked like. And on top of that, they are hosting an Alaska cruise tour fam in 2027 on June 18th. So I'm going to let them talk to that. If Kevin, I don't know if it's Kevin or Kathy, if you want to pop on and say hello.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Sandra.
Hi.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for coming.
Just to echo on your wonderful presentation, it was actually quite nice. And some of the points that we actually really enjoyed with the land tour is the guides and the bus driver that stayed with us all the way through. It made the experience so much more personal. They got to know the people on the bus, and it made the whole experience much better. In regards to the cruise tours itself, I always think of cruises as an appetizer of traveling. And we always suggest going in a couple days early or a couple days later. With a cruise tour, you're getting the full meal or the gourmet meal as opposed to just an appetizer, particularly in Alaska. If you're going to Alaska, you must see more than Alaska in a cruise ship. So you must do a land. It's so much more rewarding. We were at the Talkeetna Alaskan Lodge. It is spectacular. We were at the Foraker restaurant, and the views were spectacular. We had a beautiful dinner together. The Denali Lodge is rustic. We even had a bear go through the lodge while we were there, which was exciting. Nobody had seen a bear, and those are the type of bear you really don't want to see. But it was an experience. The Alyeska Lodge was breathtaking. We did the tram up to it. The view was spectacular. All of the lodges are second to none. We really enjoyed our stay there, and just the dedication, one of, the completeness of the cruise itself and being overwhelmed by the scenery, and then having that tied in with a cruise tour where you get off and it's a different holiday almost, where you're immersing yourself into Alaska culture and more scenery, which is breathtaking. We're looking forward to our cruise tour June 18th to the 30th on the brand new renovated Solstice, where we will be doing the 3-day cruise tour, Denali train to Alyeska, Talkeetna, and Anchorage. Talkeetna is this quaint little village. It was so nice to get in and just walk down through the village, and it was like stepping back in time. But it was just spectacular. I can't say enough about the cruise and the Alaskan train with Celebrity. It's breathtaking. It's something that everybody should enjoy at least once in their life.
Love it. Now, so all you have to do is talk to your consultant, and you could potentially join Kevin and Kathy. All right.
Yes.
Yeah. So Team Friesen has groups as a whole, and anyone can book into them, and it's being hosted by Kevin and Kathy, but you can talk to your local consultant and book into this group. And I know Kevin and Kathy know Alaska very well. So they'll be able to ensure that you are being well taken care of. So I love that. Anything else that you wanted to say about that, Kevin?
No. And that's a good point is, you have a consultant, you've been dealing with them for quite some time. If you're interested, they can reach out to Kathy and I. And our groups have a lot of fun because Kathy and I travel with all of our groups. So we immerse ourselves, we make new friendships and bonding friendships afterwards. So Alaska is a perfect opportunity for it. And there's no bad time to go to Alaska.
Love it. Thank you so much for joining us and giving us your personal feedback. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Nice to see you.
All right. Thank you. All right. Now, I also have, I believe Sandra and Sue are on the call, and they are from Expedia Cruises, Barry from Team Friesen, and they this year experienced the Alaska Cruise Tour fam. So they sent me 30 pictures. I couldn't put them all in, but I chose some of my faves to put in here. Let's see if they can come on and say hello and tell you, what they thought of experiencing that land portion on top of the Alaska cruise. They'll be here any second, but isn't that picture of that eagle absolutely phenomenal? It's phenomenal. And I can see clearly they got near the husky dogs.
Can you hear us?
Hello. Yeah. Hey, hello. Welcome.
Hello.
Thank you.
Yeah. So the first thing I just have to jump in. Sandra's going to start, but when you talked about all the photos we sent, it is a photographer's delight to be there. I think I took 5,000 pictures, and I don't know how many videos Sam took.
Yeah, dozens and dozens and dozens. And I think my smile says it all with the picture with the puppy. I so wanted to bring that puppy home, but I do have a puppy at home already, so I couldn't fit that one in my suitcase, but he was only 6 weeks old, so I really wanted to keep him. I think, for us with Alaska, we just returned like a week ago Saturday, so we're pretty hot off the press, having just been there, and it was spectacular. We have been fortunate in that we have just checked off going to our 77th country. So we have seen a lot of places and had a lot of amazing experiences. And Alaska is, without doubt, doing a cruise tour is in the top 5. It was an amazing, amazing experience. It was so immersive. Their lovely attribute really is having the dedicated cruise tour director and also your dedicated coach driver. So we had an amazing time with everybody on the coach and with them, and we learned so much. But I think we just were completely blown away we knew it was going to be beautiful, but it was a complete delight everywhere we went. Like, we loved the native centers. It was so interesting, but educational. So,
yeah. Well, and it was great for us too, because we started in Fairbanks and we basically did every single thing you mentioned all the way to Seward. And Sam and I were lucky because we were doing we went on to the summit after it. We stayed for another couple extra days in Anchorage and were able to, like, I don't think there was a spot left untouched. And we both had favorite things. Like, I love the Wilderness Express. I also love the Kenai Fjords out of Seward, and that's where a lot of the pictures come from. Resurrection Bay was filled with whales, the little sea otter that you see there. There were rafting, so there was like 20 of them. They all lay on their backs and have their little puppy tummies there. They look so cute. Bald eagles. Look, we saw everything that we could possibly have seen, including there are 40 glaciers in the park. We saw 2, but that was an amazing experience to see it. But the lodges were beyond expectations as far as I was concerned. You felt like you had been immersed in Alaska, like that you were experiencing it. And there's such diverse inclusions as far as what you go and do. So from panning for gold in Fairbanks to the Wildlife Center that we went to, especially the Native Center that's just outside of Churchill, was an amazing, Anchorage was an amazing experience there too.
Love it. All right. Well, that is great feedback. And again, they just got back like a week ago. So they're fresh from experiencing the Alaska Cruise Tour, fam. And I appreciate you sharing it with all of these amazing clients that have joined us from across Ontario with Team Friesen. So thank you, ladies. I appreciate it. Yes. All right. So that's it for me. I said a lot. Hopefully between Sue and Sandra and Kevin and Kathy and myself, that we've teased you that an Alaska cruise tour I don't like to call it a bucket list. I say it should be on your bucket list. It should be on your bucket list. You should absolutely reach out to your Team Friesen consultant and you should say, how do I get this booked? Find me a rate. What are the 11 choices? Let's narrow it down. All right. Let's see if anyone has any questions as well. I
think they were all answered, Sandra, but the big one that we went back and forth about is weather.
Oh, weather. Well, Alaska is unpredictable. So I would just say you need to bring layers. I haven't worked in Alaska for 3 different seasons. I know for a fact that it can go from being warm one week where I was in shorts and short sleeves to the next week being a bit cooler where I need to put on a raincoat and a toque. So you just need to bring layers when it comes to Alaska. In no way to know in advance what the weather will be like, unless we had a crystal ball. But either way, regardless, it's beautiful. Okay. It's absolutely beautiful. Generally, the warmest months are July and August, but people tend to like that May or September season as well, because it's not as busy then, right? So it's like, it's almost like the shoulder between the busy seasons, the busy season is the July, August. So it is unpredictable. Just layer up. I wouldn't worry about it. Choose based on what works best for you and your schedule, and the right cruise tour option, and go with that. And then you got to do a little sun dance and hope that it's a good weather option for you, that cruise.
I agree. I was just there in May, and I've been there in July before, froze, and then in May I got a sunburn. So it's just like here. You know what? No rhyme or reason.
Kind of like our spring here, right?
Exactly. 1 minute 30. Last week you guys were boiling. This week it's cool. So you just never know.
Yeah, just layer it up for sure.
Thing. Yeah, absolutely. So I don't think there's any more questions. If you have anything, you can put it in the chat. I don't see anything, or sorry, in question and answer, but I've been looking, and like I said, they pop up for me, so I don't see anything. So what I'll do, just before we go, I want to apologize. My mic has not been working well. So Sandra saved me by taking over when she's seen I was talking but not making sound. So thank you very much, Sandra, because I didn't even get to introduce you. Sandra is our wonderful business development manager with Celebrity, is always there for us and does such amazing presentations. We are having 2 more coming up in the next couple of weeks, so look out for those. Of course, Alaska is our favorite because it's just, I don't know. It's just, you know what? It's a place that we all don't want to visit because we think, oh, it's so close. We'll do that later. And once you get there, you think, I'm going back. So I've been there 3 times now, and it's just never enough.
Can I interrupt that in telling you, Donna, that I always meet couples or even families where there's one person that really wants to go to Alaska and one that doesn't. And then what ends up happening is they go, and the person who didn't want to go falls in love with Alaska. They both do, but they were like blown away how wrong they were.
Yeah, you know what? My husband's big thing, it's not that he didn't want to go. He just didn't want to go while he was working because he thought, no, I'm outside a lot with my job. I would rather be in the winter, I get away somewhere warm. So
yeah,
he didn't want to waste his summer that was nice, you know, but I just want to say very quickly, thank you for everybody for coming. And I'm going to rhyme off the stores really quickly in case you joined us from Facebook or you got the link from Facebook and you don't have a consultant. So we do have centers in Thunder Bay, Sault Ste. Marie, Sudbury, North Bay, Aurelia, Barrie, and now we have, moving on to the middle, we have Burlington, North Hamilton, and Ancaster Dundas, Woodstock. We have 3 centers in London, Sarnia, Chatham, Windsor, and our newest store just opened, St. Thomas. So wherever you are, we have somebody that can help you. Oh, I just want to see, there's another one. Okay, perfect. Just thank you for the presentation. Just wanted to make sure we didn't miss anything. So I will stop the recording, but thank you so much, Sandra. And thank you all for joining us tonight.
Yeah, thank you. Reach out to your Team Friesen consultant. Get Alaska on your bucket list. Thanks, everyone.